I'm Clive Davis, and you're watching my iHeart Radio Ask Anything Chat. I have a new documentary called Clive Davis, The Soundtrack of Our Lives, and it's just now appearing on Netflix. So you can watch that. I'm here to talk about that, and I'm also here to talk about the great new single from Whitney Houston and KYGO called Higher Love. So thanks to Romeo and Most Requested Live for having me on the show tonight to answer your questions. The first question comes from Elizabeth out of Buffalo, New York. And she's saying, when you heard Whitney and KYGO, Higher Love, did you get chills up your spine? How involved were you in making this happen? So let me put this in perspective. I discovered Whitney Houston, and in about 1990, 89, 90, because she was recording with Nora and Michael Walden, and unexpectedly, the only time in her life, she recorded something that she and I had not gone over with the demo first. And I got Higher Love, unexpectedly. I listened to it. Her vocals were incredible. It sounded real good. But this was Whitney's third album, and we wanted it to have more of an urban feel. The first two albums broke every record, still the highest first two album sales, 22 million, 23 million of any artist in history. But we knew that we were really picking songs to go mainstream number one, and we had just broken the Beatles record, 7 consecutive number one records. So we wanted to catch up. We wanted to give R&B stations some cuts that they could claim first before we crossed it over. So when I listened to Higher Love, I said, it's really good, but it doesn't fit the I'm Your Baby Tonight album. And so I said, let's table it, and we'll talk about it for the next album. The unexpected happened. It was 8 more years before Whitney did a studio album. Her next 3 albums were all movie albums: Bodyguard, Waiting to Exhale, Preacher's Wife. So 8 years later, I frankly had forgotten that she had recorded Higher Love. And we went to do what was considered her studio comeback album, My Love Is Your Love. And that's what took our attention. So obviously, tragically, Whitney passed away. And my objective, my mission, along with Pat Houston, the executor of Whitney's estate, let's not come with any record that could not be competitive. Let's not come with anything that's just a release because it was never released before. We wanted to keep that standard up there. And it was really after Primary Wave purchased half interest in the Houston estate that Seth Faber, going over what had never been released of Whitney, came across Higher Love, and he submitted it to RCA and Peter Edge and Keith Naftali, and it was decided that let's get a remix from KYGO. Well, KYGO shocked all of us, because instead of doing just a remix, he created a brand new track. And when Peter Edge and Keith Naftali came to my office, and the 3 of us listened together, it did send shivers right up my spine. He had done an incredible job. This was a fresh, new record. Whitney's vocals, he had chopped up in a way. They sounded greater than ever. So with enormous excitement, we've released Whitney Houston, KYGO, and the great song that Stevie Winwood co-wrote, Higher Love. Okay, so we have another question, and this is from Jenny from Orlando, Florida. And she said, look, Mr. Davis, how complimentary. I just watched your documentary, and I want to ask you, after you watched it, did you feel there was an artist or a certain time period that should have been explored further? I want to tell you, I had nothing to do with the making of the documentary. The great Ridley Scott, the director, and his firm with Chris Brickell, I didn't know when they interviewed Simon and Garfunkel, Patti Smith, Alicia Keys, when they got footage and quotes and interviews with Springsteen and Aretha Franklin and Dionne Warwick and, of course, Alicia Keys. I didn't know what was in it. And I've got to tell you, beginning with the years that I discovered Springsteen, found I had a natural gift, and it went on with Big Brother and the Holding Company and Joplin and Aerosmith and Earth, Wind and Fire, to my getting fired from CBS, the drama behind it, the vindication, showing the check that I got from CBS for future mail order rights to my brand new company, Arista, and then going through Barry Manilow and Dion and Aretha, and of course a wonderful section on Whitney Houston, to the drama behind signing Alicia Keys. They've done an incredible job. So this is not just sweet talking it. I really feel that this documentary deserved all the awards it's gotten. It's gotten the Critics' Choice Award, it's gotten the Hollywood Music and Media Award, and it's just out now, and I've never gotten more mail in my life. So as to the impact that it's had on people, I'm emotionally gratified by it, and yes, of course, I'm asking you to watch it. So I really want to offer my thanks again for watching my Ask Anything chat with Romeo and most requested live. So can I ask you, please watch my documentary, Clive Davis, the soundtrack of our lives, on Netflix. And I urge you, check it out. Check out the great new single from Whitney Houston and KYGO, I Love.